Hello and welcome to On Wednesdays We Wear Black with me, Sophie K and Yasmine Suman.
Hello, it's me.
Oh, you see, there's two types of people in this world. Sometimes when you hear hello, do you go, it's me, or hello? What's the Lionel Richie one? Anyway, never mind,
Is
I can't
it
remember it.
me you're looking
There you
for?
go,
Wow!
there you go.
Music journalist Sophie K
Oh yeah,
forgets
because I write
Lionel
about Lionel
Richie.
Richie all the time. So this week's episode is my I Googled.
I Google. Lay it on me, Sophie. Wait, people might not know what I Googled is. I Googled is basically where we Google something for 5 minutes and then go down a rabbit hole.
And do an episode on it. We just Google something that we've always wanted to know, and then we share it with you. Some of you might know the stuff we've I Googled already, but it might be new.
It might be new. I will say we're not experts. The whole point of this is that we're not experts. It's a really dumb idea that we made because we were like, this is easy, and we're stupid. So here we are.
I'll tell you what I Googled.
What
Oh
did
my
you
God.
Google? Oh, I actually don't know. Usually I'll know beforehand. I don't know.
I went deep into a realm that I'm not sure I want to go into. I'm not sure I even spent long enough looking into it, but I have more information on why everybody hates Nickelback. Yeah. I'm like, why these levels of hatred for Nickelback? I've never fully understood. So I went into it.
Sophie, famously known as Nickelback's biggest fan.
But they're having a resurgence right now on TikTok because there is this weird thing happening on TikTok, if you don't know, where a lot of emo fans are getting into what they call divorced dad rock.
Divorced Dad Rock!
Which I think is the funniest genre name I've ever heard of in my life.
Who else is a divorced dad rock? You know, I hate them, and personally, I don't support anything that they stand for, and anything they've said in the past. Trapped is divorced dad rock.
Are trapped.
Five Finger Death Punch, divorced dad rock.
Are they divorced dad rock?
They are divorced dad rock. They are divorced dad rock. Breaking Benjamin, divorced dad
Breaking
rock.
Benjamin.
I'm
Hinder.
really good at this. I don't know why.
Hinder.
Yeah.
Hinder.
Shinedown.
Shinedown are also in that category.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing that I questioned, Yasmine, because I was like, why does the scene like just allow Hinder, Creed, Shinedown, all of these bands, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, but they hate Nickelback so much. And musically, I know all musicians think they're more advanced, but musically, I can't hear a massive difference between a lot of those bands and Nickelback. It's not like if you're to sit someone down with a gun to their head and go, are these completely different genres of music? They're under the divorced dad rock umbrella.
I guess it's kind of the same as when everyone hated on Limp Bizkit for making new metal when like everyone else was making new metal as well. Like, I mean, granted, Limp Bizkit really took their own spin on it, but I guess you're right.
That's the thing, Limp Bizkit would different. Like you could, like,
but
you could
Nickelback
hear the difference.
is just like every other like divorced dad rock band. I like that we have a genre for it because when you say that, I immediately know what you mean. Like I could list the bands off the top of my head because it's so. It's like Americans won't get it, but if you're not from America, it's very America patriotism.
So you're talking radio rock, that kind of like the friendly radio rock,
but with heavier riffs. That's divorced dad rock.
Even Daughtry, who has had success, I think he had success from American Idol. Even he's divorced dad rock. But anyway. So, do you want to find out where I went in my timed rabbit hole?
Go on. I've just thought of something though. Divorced dad rock, what is the opposite? Sexy single mom rock. Motley Crue. Kiss?
Really? Do you think that's the opposite?
Motley Crue.
I would say the opposite is Riot Girl.
No, that's feminism. That's like woo, yeah. But like single sexy like middle-aged women listen to 80s hair metal and 70s rock.
So you're trying to say like divorced mum rock. What would divorced mum rock be?
Yeah, but the opposite of divorced dad rock is single hot mom rock, which is
I
either
think
very important. It's either 70s and 80s rock and metal, or it's the early 2000s, like Stacey's mom, Blink-182.
no, I'm coming for you.
You're...
I'm gonna listen. I tell you, single divorced mums before they go out on a date, I'll tell you what they're listening to. They're listening to the dirty songs that they learn how to twerk and drop it low, that are like hip hop and R&B from the early noughties. So the opposite to divorced dad rock.
You underestimate how I can throw ass to anything, and if
Yasmin,
I
this wasn't
am
about you for a moment.
in my 50s, you better believe I'm throwing ass to Beartooth. You're gonna see me. I will FaceTime you when I'm 50. I love that.
Single divorced mum music is like, and sweat drip down my balls. Ah, skeet skeet, motherfucker. Ah, skeet,
but do you not think that Motley Crue in 70s rock is like sweat dripping down? No, what's that song?
You just like
look inside, walk right in, na, na, na. Hey, 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 pour some sugar on me in the name of, like, those sexy 70s, 80s songs. That's single mothers, chime in. No, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, why does
anyway, back to it. So I found out that it seems that a lot of the hatred for Nickelback comes from outside of the music. So people rip on the music because they actually just don't like Chad Kroeger himself. So the first thing I found that I could not believe, I was very shocked. In 2012, Chad Kroeger made one of the most ridiculous, not self-aware comments. Really bizarre. So he was speaking to Playboy and he bragged about drinking a box of beer and alleged that he performed fellatio on himself. He said, I drank 13 Coronas in a row once in Cabo San Lucas, and the little flap that seals off your stomach and keeps the food from coming back up your throat, I fucked that up. I can get a Corona down in 5 or 6 seconds. So I think what he was saying is that he put a Corona bottle, he deep-throated a Corona bottle and just poured it into his gullet. I think that's maybe what he's saying.
Yeah, I get it now. I also think you're forgetting he dated Avril Lavigne. And
well, no, that's part of it. Don't jump into mine. Don't steal my thunder.
Fuck me. Sorry, forgot about the Chad Kroeger lives a deep throat of a Corona bottle.
I want us to judge each thing. How bad is that on a scale of 1 to 10, do you think?
I feel like if a woman did it, it would be hot, but because it's Chad Kroeger and he's someone's dad and he's deep throating a Corona, it's a bit cringe.
I feel like if it was somebody from a super heavy metal band as well, it would be like if it was a thrash metal band, they were like, yeah, man, we totally. So I don't know.
It's divorced dad rock. It's sad. It's sad. It makes me think that
divorced dads aren't sad.
No,
they're hot.
They are, but I'm thinking it's giving me like alone for the weekend. Kids are with my ex, and I'm just sat.
He was in his 20s. He was in his 20s at this point.
That makes it worse.
When he did that.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being the least, I'd say that's like a 7.
Really?
Maybe a 6. Okay, a 6. A safe 6.
I mean, you've done stupid things in your 20s.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
No comment. Anyway, next one.
Okay. So here's the main thing I think that a lot of people have accused him for, and I agree with this, but I'm also going to call bullshit on this, is the misogyny that's in the lyrics. And so songs like Something in Your Mouth has lyrics like, you're so much cooler when you never pull it out because you look so much cuter with something in your mouth, which is a bit gross. It's very, very gross.
It is very gross. But
2003, yeah.
Continue. Give me some more lyrics.
2003, the track Figured You Out contains the line, I love your lack of self-respect while you're passed out on the deck. I love my hands around your neck.
That's creepy.
In 2008, he sang, sex is always the answer. It's never a question.
Oh, I was going to be like, well, everyone in the 2000s was misogynistic. That was what slapped. Misogyny do be kind of slapping. Misery Business comes on, the feminism comes off. You know what I mean? But that's giving me kind of rapey vibes. And that's where I draw. Like, we can all be like bitches and hoes, but don't be disrespecting people like that. When I say disrespect me, I mean slap me, but don't. Yeah.
So I was like, this is misogynistic, yes. But what I find ironic is all of the people who are calling it misogynistic, a lot of them themselves don't act like you didn't live through that era and
Yeah,
you
you
don't know
also
how.
consumed it. Someone had to buy those records.
So to go through, not even that, Yasmin, like society's culture and how it was back then. So, for example, there was a film called New Guy. And this one is very difficult to watch. It has a lot of misogyny, a lot of cultural appropriation. And they have a scene where Tony Hawk just randomly happens to be at a high school party trying to pick up girls for some reason. That wouldn't fly today. That wouldn't fly.
Ew,
Um,
especially because he's older now. I'd be like, sir, do you need me to help you get down the stairs? Or,
There was
like.
this Goldfinger, where Sean Connery slaps a woman on the ass to dismiss her
Okay! Is
while
that James
saying
Bond?
man
I don't know.
talk.
I was too busy getting bitches in high school to watch that kind of stuff.
You were probably not born. So 2005's The 40-Year-Old Virgin, 2008's How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, and even 2003's Freaky Friday all contain a lot of transphobia. I'm not saying Nickelback are transphobic, but it's just like this transphobia, racism, misogyny was so standard back then.
Yeah.
So standard, it was so normalized. Another film, 2002 Sorority Boys, has 3 troublesome college students decide to dress up as a group of women so they can infiltrate a gang of female students called DOGs, and the film's portrayal of like female characters is pretty bad. So I was looking at that, and I was looking at the time that they were being so misogynistic. That the films are like American Pie and things like that
Oh
were
my
very much
god,
like that.
American Pie was. Ugh. But like, I think I'll always say this. You know, when we critique media with a modern lens, we need to be very aware that even 10 years ago, things were fucked. Like now, things are fucked. Things are still fucked. Like we have not achieved moral goodness. Like we are
Utopia,
not at a
yeah.
point where we're like all the problems in the world are solved. There's still so many problems. Like, so I think it's kind of like one of those things where it's like there's bigger problems going on right now that we need to deal with instead of critiquing art that was made at a certain time and is specific to that time.
There was also, I think there was an incident with Chad Kroeger with drink driving. I don't know about that,
Oh
so I
dear.
can't talk too much about that. 2013 to 2015, everyone was talking about the fact he married Avril Lavigne. And Avril Lavigne actually defended Chad Kroeger against Mark Zuckerberg.
The guy who invented Facebook?
This is how random it gets, Yasmin. So Mark Zuckerberg put out some advert where it was like asking a smart speaker to play Nickelback, play a good Nickelback song, and then the smart speaker's like, there are no good Nickelback songs, type thing. Some kind of thing like that. And then so Avril was like defending Chad, all that. So it's that's another thing.